What's going on, guys? Today we're going to find out how good a team of all Calder Trophy winners would be. If you guys don't know, the Calder Trophy is awarded to the best rookie that year, so a ton of good players on this team. We're going to be substituting out the Ottawa Senators just because they're the lowest rated team in the league, and this team's pretty good, so definitely don't want to make it easy on them. So right there's the logo. I try to make it like trophy colors to the best of my abilities, so we are the Central Calder Trophy there. Had some fun with this one. So top players at the bottom, you can see Mario Lemieux, Bobby Orr, Terry Sawchuk. I think there was like 14 current players in the NHL that have won the Calder Trophy. So for the other 6 spots, I decided to add some legends that have won the Calder, just to, you know, mix it up. I don't think we've really ever done this before. And in NHL 20, you can actually now use the alumni, use the legends in franchise. So kind of getting started early here. Again, this team is stacked. We're going to be in the Atlantic Division, but really 99 overall there. We should for sure be a playoff team. Whether or not we win the Stanley Cup, you guys probably saw with that Winnipeg Jets cover bust. Just because you have the best team, it doesn't necessarily mean you're winning the cup. Like, it's very fluky in the playoffs. It's all going to come down to the sim, but I'm kind of curious to see especially how some of these legends do. So for this, as always, we're just going to be using the most authentic settings. And real quick, guys, I want to thank Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. If you're a fan of mobile games or RPGs, I highly recommend it. It's actually free right now in the App Store on both iOS and Android. Raid is a fully featured RPG game with a complete storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights. That dragon there is pretty sick. They even have PvP battles and hundreds of champions to collect and customize. Raid also has an almost perfect score on the Play Store, and already 10 million players have downloaded the game worldwide in the first 3 months, including myself. You guys can just see some of the gameplay there. And one of my favorite things about the game is just the variety of champions you have to choose from. This guy here, Sir Nicholas, is definitely my favorite. He's essentially like a badass Santa Claus. But if you're a Santa hater for some reason, maybe you got coal in your stocking one year, there's hundreds of champions to choose from. I'm sure you'll find one that you like. As well, guys, I have a new rewards program which gives new players a daily login reward for their first 90 days in-game. So if this looks like a game you enjoy, click the link in the description to download Raid Shadow Legends. You'll actually get 50,000 silver and an epic champion for free to help you get started. And no surprise here, guys, after seeing the top 3 players, team stats is champion. So I'm actually really curious to see how this team plays with the current superstars and the legends. So first line there, it's pretty stacked. You got Ovechkin, Lemieux, and Kane. One thing I actually noticed, I decided to use like the max age for these legends just to see how it affects them. So we have a 49-year-old Lemieux, 96 overall. That's like his actual overall in-game. Just had to remake him to get him into franchise. His stats are nasty. He's got all 99 for puck skills. His shot's pretty much perfect. He's fast. He's physical. Like, he's going to be an absolute force, I think, on that first line with Ovi and Kane. Second line there, you got McKinnon, Matthews, and Malkin. That line should tear it up as well. I've actually switched Malkin to a left wing and McKinnon to a right wing. Third line there, you got Huberdeau, Peterson, and Panarin. It's going to be like the best third line ever. I think we actually had almost as good a third line, though, in a couple of our franchise. So, you know, that's pretty telling, I guess. And then fourth line there is also nasty. You got Skinner, Barzell, and Landeskog. So, not too bad a forward group at all. Now, defense, I've actually got a player who's never been in an NHL game, Bobby Orr. Decided to make him myself. So, 50 years old. Again, we'll see how that plays out. 95 overall. The only players in this game higher rated than him are Gretzky and Lemieux, which I think is pretty fair. Most people consider those 3 to be, you know, the top 3 in that order. So, my best guess here, obviously, he's going to have franchise potential. It's Bobby Orr. And for his stats there, I give him 99 passing and puck control, 99 offensive awareness and poise. Really good skating there. You can see he's got a solid shot. Defensive awareness is really high. Stick checking. His only things that are a bit lower are like aggressiveness, body check, and shot block, but they're still solid. As you know, even though he was offensive, he was still, you know, the greatest defenseman of all time. I like Lidstrom, but Lidstrom's probably number 2. So very curious to see how Bobby Orr plays here. Now we've actually got him paired up with Ray Bourque, so this will be interesting as well. I've actually used his stats from a former NHL game. Very good defenseman as well. So like that top pair is gonna be nasty. Then we got Dennis Potvin here, 91 overall. Another very good legend defenseman. You can see they're all 49 or 50, depending on their actual birthday. Decide to use the real one, although probably not going to matter either way. And we got him paired up here with Brian Leetch on the second D pair. You can see Brian Leetch is a bit more defensive, but still, that top 4 D core is insane. And one thing I actually almost forgot to mention, so Ray Bourque won the Calder Trophy, and the year he won it, Wayne Gretzky was a rookie, put up 137 points, tied for the league lead with Marcel Dion, and didn't win the Calder. So I thought that was kind of crazy that you kind of have 3 generations of best players with Gretzky, Crosby, and McDavid, and all 3 never won the Calder, so it's almost like a rite of passage if you're going to be like the next great one to not win the Calder for the best rookie year. Actually, guys, I just googled it, and the reason Gretzky didn't win the Calder is because he played for the Oilers the year prior in the WHA, which really doesn't make any sense. He was 18 years old in that season, and Panarin won the Calder after playing in the KHL, so I feel like Gretzky definitely got screwed here. Crosby, He got beat out by Ovi. I was like staring right at him. And then of course McDavid actually got beat out by Panarin, who was like 23 or whatever, but still, he lost it. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. Now our bottom D pair, we got Tyler Myers there, 83 overall, so he's the lowest rated defenseman, but he still is 6'8". And on a bottom pair, you cannot complain about him. And he's paired up there with Aaron Ekblad, who's also very solid, elite potential. Most of these guys have elite, if not franchise potential, so all the younger guys can even grow and make this team better during the season. Now for goalies, decided to have a bit more fun with it as well. Starting goalie there is Terry Sawchuk. Now, he's 95 overall. I actually based this player off of his Hut card, which is 95 overall. All throughout the year, people were saying how when they got that after, I think, winning 500 Hut games, it was a trash card because he's 5'11", and even though he's really high rated, he just doesn't play well. So basically, I'm giving Sawchuk a chance for redemption here. Franchise potential as well. Arguably greatest goalie of all time. Like, he's top 3, I think. You guys can see his stats there. They're pretty insane. So I'm giving Sawchuk a chance for redemption. Hopefully he comes through for us. And actually the lowest rated player on this team is Steve Mason. He won the Calder back in his rookie year with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Currently a free agent. So 77 overall backup. I feel like the only games we'll lose are probably with Mason in net. Unless the boys just, I don't know, go crazy maybe before one night in Vegas. Now special teams here. Basically it's just kind of our starting lineups. Like, our team's so stacked, it's not too big of a deal. You can see there, penalty kill, some other guys get some ice time. Obviously, even like the high-rated players, though, have tons of endurance, so I'm sure they can play a ton. Also, too, I was thinking about adding either Hughes or Kakko to this team, kind of predicting who I think is going to win the Calder, but I knew whichever way I chose, I was going to be wrong, so instead I actually put both of them on the AHL team. I've got them playing on the top line here with Batherson, so curious to see who does better than the AHL. I'm thinking whoever has the better season is going to be my pick for the Calder next year. Honestly, I feel like Kakko's going to have more goals, Hughes will have more assists, and then who has more points is really going to depend on their line mates. I feel like if Hughes gets to play with Hall, he'll have more points. If Kakko's playing with Panarin and Zibanejad, he might have more. Now, if they're both playing on the first lines, it's going to be super, super close. So, cannot wait to kind of see what happens there. Also, too, guys, before we get started, I'll show you the captaincy as well as the actual ratings, offense, defense, and goaltending. So, captains here, you probably already guessed them. Obviously, Lemieux is wearing the C. Then we got Ovechkin and Bobby Orr as the 2 alternates. Really excited to see how Bobby Orr does. Like, he was putting up over 100 points as a defenseman back in his day. So, hopefully, he can continue that in this sim. Might be like the best defenseman we've ever had in franchise mode. And that first line too, Lemieux, Ovi, Kane, it's just going to be so, so deadly. So I'll get matched up here against Montreal. You guys can see the jerseys, which are nothing special, trust me. I spent a little bit of time making the logo, trying to look like the trophy, but that's about it. So there's the jerseys. Like I said, they're pretty average, but look at those stats. 100 offense, 100 defense, and 99 goaltending. I think my best franchise team ever was like 100 offense, 94, 95 defense, and around the same for goaltending. And we didn't actually win the cup that year, so again, even you can have the best team ever and you still not win the cup if you get unlucky. So we'll see what happens here. I feel like this team might break that mold because it's just that stacked, but we'll see what happens. You never know. Alright guys, so as we expected, this team is insane at the deadline here. 48, 11, and 3, so we already have 100 points. I'm sure we also secured a playoff spot. Now we actually have lost back-to-back games here against Columbus and Calgary, so it's a little bit concerning maybe, but I'm sure it'll be okay. AHL team there is also playing pretty well. Both Hughes and Kakko, of course, I'm sure, leading the way. So Patrick Kane there, 86 points in 62 games. He's crushing it. And we actually, no, we don't have 100, my bad. We have 99 points. We're one shy there. And we actually don't have a playoff spot secured yet. I thought we for sure would, but I mean, if you look at it there, we have 30-point lead on Toronto. We're pretty much in the playoffs. And before we continue simming here, guys, there was something I totally forgot to show you. When I was looking up all the different Calder Trophy winners, I noticed there was a 4-year span where Colorado and Florida actually alternated who won the Calder Trophy, which I thought was pretty cool. I didn't even realize. So McKinnon and Landeskog for Colorado, and then Ekblad and Huberdeau for Florida. Somehow, like, I don't know, that totally, you know, I never noticed that. I don't know if you guys did either, but just thought that was interesting, especially since both teams, you'd think, with like 2 Calder Trophies on each, we'd be dominating a little bit more than they have. Now, having said that, a lot of people think both those teams are going to have breakout years this year, so I guess we'll see. So check this out, guys. We're now at the end of the regular season here with a 64-14-4 record, which not only beats the Lightning's record last year, this is the best regular season record of all time. I'm actually not even sure. I think that's 132 points, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely the most wins. Both Tampa Bay and the 95-96 Red Wings had 62, so that's pretty awesome. AHL team there, they're good, but they're in a tough division. They might not even be in the playoffs, so we'll kind of see what happens there, but this team played as we thought they would. Still, Tampa got swept last year, so anything can happen in these playoffs. Patty Kane put up 109. That's awesome. And yeah, we did have 132 points there. Not too bad. Tampa, though, 112. Like, they're pretty close there considering Toronto 95, Boston 94. So we'll take a look at this team, see how all the guys did. I'm actually surprised Kane's the leading scorer of everybody. I thought for sure it'd be Mario Lemieux. He just has the best all-around stats. And he actually didn't even put up 100. He had 92. So maybe being 50 actually affected him. He's still 96 though, so he didn't drop or anything in rating. That is kind of curious. Ovechkin had 100, but Kane had more goals there at 46, so very strange. Bobby Orr at 89, so pretty accurate there. No 100-point season for him, but he is 51 years old there, so I guess we can give him a break. Ray Bourque 71, same with Malkin. Matthew 64, he probably went, oh, same rating. McKinnon 60, Poffin 52, Peterson 46. Pretty good for a third liner as well. Leach, Panarin. So, I mean, Panarin and Huberdeau are definitely having down seasons, but they're playing on our bottom 6. Like Barzal and Skinner on the 4th line, still putting up 30 points. You really can't complain about that. Ekblad 13, Myers 7. I figured he had the least amount. Now, Stawchuk, curious to see how he played for us. 48, 13, and 3, 7 shutouts, .927 at 2.04. So that's really good, especially with offsides and icing turned off. Scoring's up. And Mason's stats are actually pretty insane. 16 and 1. So maybe they only gave him like the easy matchups because his save percentage and goals against are both worse, but it's a pretty crazy record there for Steve Mason. We'll check the AHL team here too, see who did better, Kakko or Hughes. And Batherson's actually the best between the two, 67. Then you got Kakko there, 60. Okay, so it went the opposite of how I think it's going to go in the real life. Kakko's got 19 goals, where Hughes has 34. Hughes is playing center. He's only got 20 assists. He's got really good hands. He's got a nice shot as well. You can see Rich actually there is really good, but his hands are better than Kakko's. Or actually, they're actually pretty similar to Kakko's, and Kakko's wrist shot actually is not as good. I think his power's a bit more, so however the sim works, that is definitely interesting to see. So Kakko did finish, though, with more points, even though he had less goals, so not really at all how I think it's going to go down in real life. We'll see here is Kane's 109 points. Good enough for the Art Ross, and it is. Patty Kane on Chicago, actually, 2 behind him. You got McDavid there, Ovechkin, Sagan, DeBrincat, Scheifele, the other Ovechkin, Patrick Laine. So Patrick Kane, whatever it is, like the way his stats work, they just sim really, really well. Also, too, I'm sure we finished first in the league. Like, we have the best record of all time for regular season. And yeah, Tampa there is second, so that kind of sucks for them that we're in their division. And there's actually 6 teams there, 100-plus points. So we'll see here who finished last. Dallas squeaks in as the 18th seed. Last in the league is Carolina, surprisingly, 61 points. 37.2 win percentage. That is not very good at all. What was this team's goals for? 356. Next best was Pittsburgh, not even close to us. We had basically 100 more goals than them. What about goals against? Anyone better? No, we're the best there, but Tampa Bay is really close. Only 18 more goals, and considering like our goalie, our defense, that kind of just shows you how good Tampa is. And so we'll actually be playing Tampa in the second round, I think, because of like how the divisions work. So if we play Tampa in the second round, I'm not like 100% confident we're actually making it through. So hopefully the first round is not like, you know, too big of a deal. We got Washington here, so we'll just sim through. Again, Washington we should be okay here. 2-1 win. I think we lose like 18 games all year, so to lose 4 of 7, that'd be pretty rough. So won the first 2 at home. Okay, there we go. So we've only allowed, oh wow, 2-1 OT loss. We don't sweep them. I was gonna say until that 4th game, we'd only allowed 1 goal each game. 5th game, can we finish it off at home? AHL team is in the playoffs, and there we go. So we went through the Washington Capitals. Next here, I think we'll be playing Tampa if they won their series, and if we're playing Tampa, it's pretty much a coin flip. I would give us maybe 60-40 odds. We are against the Tampa Bay Lightning here. Okay, so let's do it. Hopefully the sim goes our way. First 2 games at home, 2-1 OT win, 4-1 loss. I knew it was gonna be close. Like an OT win, a 4-1 loss. Are you kidding me? See what happens here. 3rd and 4th game, our AHL team's actually moving on as well. 3-1 win, 6-1 win. Okay. Maybe the boys are waking up here. They're like, we're literally the best team of all time. We can't, you know, pull a Tampa against Tampa. 3-2 win. Okay, so there we go. We actually get the Blue Jackets next. Go figure, after playing Tampa Bay Lightning. So far, so good. If we make the Stanley Cup final, I'll probably sim like period by period. Couple wins there to start us off against the Blue Jackets. Maybe our first sweep here in the conference final. And there we go. So we're crushing the playoffs. We're 12-2 through 3 rounds. And I think the AHL team actually just got knocked out in the 2nd round, but that's okay. I was more just worried with the AHL team for how Hughes did compared to Kakko, and was definitely curious with the results. Maybe Hughes is like Rich actually I have a bit too high, but I felt like because the power was lower, it'd be more fair. And the Stanley Cup final here, we're playing the Edmonton Oilers. I gotta check if they've switched up the lineup at all, because it's kind of curious to see the Edmonton Oilers here in the Stanley Cup final, especially considering the fact like they have McDavid and Draisaitl. That's about it, but maybe Holland, the computer GM, went in there, made some crazy trades. So they got Nuge, McDavid, Neal, Ratty, Draisaitl, Puljujarvi. I mean, it looks that's pretty much the exact same, right? Just Neal's in for Lucic. The lineup's a bit different. D's not changed. Goalie's not changed. So I don't know. I guess McDavid and Draisaitl are just carrying that team. Obviously, McDavid is actually what do you mean, the second best or the third best player between the two teams after Lemieux and Orr, but after that, like, the rest of their team I think is worse than our team, like every single player. So we really should have them beat here. Let's see what happens here. Again, we're 12-2. They're 12-6, which is actually really good. But here we go. First period, 2-1 Malkin and Orr, Kane and Malkin, and then we get another one there from Malkin. So 5-1 win in the first game. I mean, we should beat this team. I think Edmonton is like the worst team we played yet. We're playing them in the Stanley Cup final. This team, if they lose to Edmonton, I will be absolutely shocked. So game number 2 here, should be able to go back-to-back wins at home. And we get Lemieux and Malkin on the board. Second period, Kane and Matthews. Third period, Lemieux, Poffenborg. So there we go, 7-1 win. They have an 82 Koskinen in net. There's no way they match up with us. Actually, I'm curious to see. Let's compare the ratings here in the third game, because I feel like it's not even going to be close. And yeah, look at that, guys. They got 91 offense, 92 defense, 86 goaltending. That's not the greatest. So I am very shocked to see Edmonton here. I feel bad. Going to be like if any other team was in the Stanley Cup final, they'd have a chance. But this team, you know, it's pretty much already set in stone. So first period, Ovechkin, Potvin. Okay, maybe I talked too soon. Nurse and Chiasson. And third period, wow, Gagner, Puljujarvi. So they complete the comeback there. I think we actually outshot them. It said like 43-20 something. So maybe a big game from Koskinen. First game at Edmonton, they get that win. So not getting swept, which, you know, is commendable. But hopefully here win the next two and win it at home, wherever that is. Maybe we'll just say Toronto, where the NHL awards are, or sorry, Hall of Fame is. So McKinnon and Cassian. Wow, are you kidding me? Draisaitl, McDavid. And they win it. Lemieux and Skinner score, but Brodziak there. So if we lose to Edmonton Oilers, this would be absolutely insane. It's tied up 2-2. It's a best of 3 now. So they've won more games against us in the playoffs than all the other 3 teams combined. So that's pretty crazy. Here we go. Get one there from McKinnon. Huge second for us. Lemieux, Huberdeau, Potvin, Ovechkin. Chiasson scores for them. And yeah, third period, they're not coming back. Or Barzal, 7-1 win. The boys were playing pissed off. Okay, there you go. So game number 6. Now we lost 2 straight. Big 7-1 win to answer back. Winning in Edmonton, I mean, that's fine. We don't really have a home team. Our home is just called Central, whatever that means. So here we go, game 6. 2-0 lead there. Peterson, Panarin. And we get another one there from Kane. Feel like we're going to be winning this Stanley Cup. You really don't need to watch the celebration. I'm sure it's fine. And there we go. Barzal, 4-0 win to take the Stanley Cup. So not too bad at all. We'll definitely have to check the awards now. See who won the Conn Smythe. I feel like this team probably won a lot of awards. So curious to see, you know, just how many. And check this out, guys. In this lottery, Detroit gets first overall. Gets Jack Hughes. I so wish that would have happened in real life. I'm still bummed about it. But hopefully, side of there is a pretty sleeper pick. And look at that. All of our legends retire. Lemieux, Bork, Potvin, or... I mean, Lemieux or could be pretty sick scouts, honestly. We'd have to sign them if we were to continue on. And I was curious to kind of see how they're 50 years old, but because they have the franchise potential, they stayed good all year. So, obviously won the Stanley Cup there. Lemieux had 26 points in 20 games in the playoffs. We'll have to check how everyone did in the playoffs. I'm wondering, too, if the Conn Smythe's going to go to Sawchuk or potentially Lemieux there. So, let's see how everyone else did. Patty Kane, 25. Orr had 20 and 20. And yeah, didn't drop in rating. That's pretty nuts for D-Man. McKinnon, Malkin, Ovechkin, Bork. Everyone played really well. Sawchuk stats here in the playoffs. Pretty insane. 0.942, 1.66. They probably gave the Conn Smythe to Sawchuk, honestly. He actually went up in rating to a 96 as a 50-year-old. Still going up in rating. You got to respect that. Playoff tree here. We'll see who the Oilers played. So, 6 games against the Kings, then 6 against the Sharks, 6 against the Stars, and then 6 against us, but they actually lost it there. And you can see us just going right from the bottom. Edmonton actually put up the toughest fight, so I was really surprised by that. AHL, who did our AHL team lose to? We lost to Utica there actually in 7 games. So, kind of surprised. Like, they had Hughes, Kako, Batherson. Pretty nasty first line, but what are you going to do? So, NHL awards. Now, I hope we do win the Calder, whether it's Peterson. I think Peterson's actually only shot at it, but maybe Peterson won it. Probably not, though. Probably the one that was playing on Vancouver, getting more minutes. So, we got the Stanley Cup this year, the President's Trophy, as well as the Prince of Wales. Player awards, Patty Kane there with the Art Ross, as well as the Hart. Bobby Orr with the James Norris. That's probably like, what, his 6th, 7th James Norris? I'm not sure. Lady Byng also goes to Patty Kane. Peterson on the Canucks does get the Calder. I figured just because he was getting more ice time. Of course, all those players there were on our team. Conn Smythe does go to Terry Sawchuk, so that's awesome. He also got the Vezina Trophy and the William Jennings Trophy. We're cleaning up. Bill Masterton, though, goes to Josh Manson. It always goes to, I feel, a player or defenseman on a bad team. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a forward win this one in the sim. Lemieux got the Selke. That's kind of surprising, actually. Defensive stats are good, but compared to the rest of his stats, they're not the best. Ted Lindsay goes to Patty Kane. And then Maurice Richard actually went to Patty Kane on Chicago. So we still cleaned up pretty good, I thought. AHL, we'll take a quick look here. I don't think our team won their division or anything. No, they didn't. Player awards, though. Babson, most points. Jonta, though, MVP, whatever. Wallstrom, most goals. Denisenko, outstanding rookie. Aho, best D-man. We better get more than just Babson there. Or who got the best rookie? Denisenko? Couldn't give it to Kako or Hughes? Come on now. Haika, sportsmanship, community involvement. I feel like that's some straight disrespect to Hughes and Kako in the AHL there, but whatever. This team won the Stanley Cup as we assumed they would, but you saw in the final there, anything can happen. I didn't think Edmonton would take 2 games on us, so this kind of shows you if Edmonton could take 2, Tampa Bay definitely could have beat us in the second round, as so much of it has to do with just how lucky you get in the playoff sim. But that's going to be it, guys, for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do that. And if you have any ideas for videos like this, you want to see in NHL 20, where we can actually take the legends with their face and everything and not have to remake them and put them in franchise mode, let me know. Have some ideas of my own, but we'd love to hear from you guys in that comment section. And besides that, guys, thank you as always for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.